Hello and welcome back to my channel. I have been MIA lately because, as you might be able to tell by my background, I recently moved, but I'm finally back and I want to get back in the swing of things here on my channel with a much needed digital product Q&A video. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. As always, the timestamps are in the description box below this video. I know your time is precious, so feel free to skip ahead to the parts of the video that you need most. I have my comments pulled up here, so I'm going to go through them and answer them for you guys in no particular order. And I'm going to do my best to pick comments that come up frequently in my comment section. All right, let's get into it. All right, so question number 1. What the Fluff Kira says, not sure if this has been asked, but can you choose multiple niches? Let's say if my target audience is busy moms and I create multiple tools for them, will that work? I get this question all the time. Can you choose multiple niches when you're selling digital products, specifically on Etsy? And this is a great question. If I'm being honest, I kind of hate the word niche because there's so much inconsistency around defining exactly what a niche is when it comes to selling digital products. But in this context, I actually like to define the word niche by who you're selling to and what problems you're solving for that person, rather than what type or format of digital product you're actually creating and selling. Picking a specific type of customer to focus on rather than a specific digital product to focus on, that's going to be the most effective way to maximize repeat orders and fast growth when you're just launching your shop, especially if you're selling on Etsy. So yes, if your target customer is busy moms and you're creating a variety of different types of digital products to help them solve their problems. So for example, maybe you're creating planners or spreadsheets to help them organize their finances or organize their schedules. Even if you're selling a bunch of different types of digital products with different formats. So let's say you're selling Google spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, and Notion templates. In my experience, this is actually the best way to structure your shop. This is going to encourage repeat orders from existing customers, and it teaches Etsy very quickly what kinds of shoppers to show your products to. And ultimately, that can boost your overall conversion rate and your sales. So if you're watching this right now and you've already started your shop, but you're struggling to get your first few sales, or if you're just not getting sales as quickly as you want to, I'll drop a tutorial of mine in the description box below this video. In that video, I really go into detail about how I get consistent traffic and sales without paying for Etsy ads. All right, next question. So Reddit Scroll Bite says, "Hi Tatyana, I haven't started my shop, but my niche is fashion design wall art, and I know in some other videos you said you didn't promote your products online anywhere. Is that a personal preference, or is that something you strongly do not recommend?" So should you promote or advertise your digital products online outside of Etsy? So I've talked about this in a few different videos on my channel. I personally never advertise or promote the digital products that I sell on Etsy anywhere online. But that's not because I think advertising is a bad thing. It's just because I don't want to spend the time doing it. I started selling digital products on Etsy when I was a full-time middle school teacher, and I didn't have any extra time to do the traditional side hustles that I had done before, like DoorDash or freelancing. So because my goal was to make passive income, I didn't want to waste my time creating digital products that would only sell if I showed up every day to promote them on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, or anywhere else online. So instead, I prioritized learning about search engine optimization. If you've never heard of that term before, in this context, it's basically just a very strategic and intentional way of writing my Etsy product listings. So all of the details like the title, description, tags, and keywords, I write those very meticulously. That way my Etsy listings show up on the first page of Etsy search, Google search, and even Pinterest. This way, whenever shoppers are browsing online and searching for products like mine, they see my products in the search results before they see my competitors. This is how I still get consistent sales every single day from digital products that I created and posted 3 years ago. But even with all that said, I can almost guarantee that if I spent the time advertising or promoting my products on social media, my sales would increase. So if you want to boost your sales while your shop is just getting off the ground, or if you're okay with a less passive income approach to running your shop, definitely feel free to experiment with advertising or social media marketing. That will not hurt your shop's performance. At the very least, you'll learn a few things about what your target customers are looking for and what they care about, and this can help you build better digital products and create a strong shop inventory. Next question is from Keith Branding, and it's, "Hi Tatyana, do you have a course?" And this is one that I get all the time. At the time I'm filming this video, I do not sell any courses. I do post course style videos, which are completely free for you to watch here on YouTube. Now, a lot of you guys have asked for more in-depth course style videos about everything from search engine optimization, which I talked about earlier, and even digital product design and digital marketing. And I do want to be able to post more tailored content to help you guys out. So I think I want to try something out. I'm going to open up my channel membership for you guys, and I'm going to start posting some members only Q&A videos. And that way I can answer answer your questions in depth. You can kind of think of it like these regular videos that I'm posting are classes, and then the members only videos will be more like my office hours. This is going to make it possible for me to post more frequently and also get your questions answered faster. That way you can go ahead and make progress with growing your business. So if you've got any questions for me, no matter how specific they are, drop them in the comments below. As always, I'll still be looking out for comments from everyone, but I'll be prioritizing reading comments from channel members to include in upcoming Q&A videos. Next question. This question is from Unique Blackstar 96. I created my shop, but life got in the way. I wasn't able to post up my products. Will this affect my chances of being seen and boosting visibility? So essentially she's asking, can I post products to an existing shop where I haven't uploaded any products, or will this hurt my performance? So my honest answer is that it might impact your shop's performance a little bit, but not enough for me to want to delete the shop and start over with a new one. And I'll explain what I mean. So when you open a brand new shop, Etsy's algorithm gives you a large boost in visibility in the algorithm. Now, all new Etsy listings do get a visibility boost, even if they're from older shops, but that boost on new shops can be a lot more impactful. This is because Etsy's algorithm has yet to categorize your shop. It has no idea how you will behave as a seller or how customers are going to respond to you. So it maximizes your new listings visibility. That way it can collect as much data as possible on your shop as quickly as possible. In my experience with my own shop and with other Etsy sellers who I've helped launch, the most successful shops are those that have products that are ready to post on launch day and can follow up with new product listings at least every 1 to 2 days for their first 30 days in business. But that doesn't mean that an old shop that you've had sitting around but have never posted listings to can't also perform well. If you told me that you had an old shop with low quality listings that were in a bunch of different niches that aren't necessarily related to the niche that you're trying to sell in now, and if you told me that that old shop wasn't really performing well and was struggling to get any sales or traction, I would tell you that it's probably worth it to go ahead and shut that shop down and start fresh with a new one. But since you've got an old shop where you've never posted any listings before, it's still a pretty blank slate. So it's completely fine to experiment and post your products to that shop. Now, once you post your first products, if you find that your shop's performance is struggling after 90 days, you can always delete your shop at that point and then start fresh with a new one. By that point, you'll have learned so much, and you'll also probably have grown your product inventory, so you can avoid whatever mistakes you made with that experimental shop. And in your new shop, you can prioritize posting the product listings that were successful. If you've made it to this point in the video and you found it helpful, make sure that you leave a like and double check to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss my future videos. If you have any more questions for me, or if you're feeling unsure about any of the questions that I answered in this video, let me know in the comments below. I do my best to read all my comments, and I use them as inspiration for my new videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.